Howdy, y'all. I'm Wade, the Ozark Hillbilly. I'm here in Springfield, Missouri, about ready to do the Lost Trail of the Ozarks. And my series will be the Ozark Crossroads. I'm going to bring you along of this beautiful series I'm going to do. It ain't going to be put out um, in series. I'm going to be mixing in my other videos. But when I have the time, I'll be doing this. Thank you all for coming along. I hope you like this and share this because I want to share you the crossroads of the Ozarks. I'm standing in front of the historical museum. What you see is a modern representation of what used to be here. If you strip away all the history and all the decor, the lost trail of the Ozarks. What I said in my intro. Before you hear, before starting way back, the 1820s, when it used to be the Osage Trail, it used to be, then it turned to the Trails of Tear. Then lately, what this building really represents, this is a later building, but there's something on the corner that I want to show you is from the Butterfield stagecoach line that um, that what's cemented here and what's put in here by one people that wanted to let people know what historical significant this building was and what it sits on, the site, more than what this building is. And everything else, because downtown has changed so much. There's nothing here from the 1830s or 1825s unless there's something that I have missed. I've been down here hundreds of times because everything's gone from the 1830s, 1860s. The only thing we have is these little remnants of everything else that is later on. Like here, right here was the courthouse, I believe. They at one time burned down. We lost it to history, and they built all this up. Well, you see this modern metropolis of Springfield, Missouri is built on years of progress through a little trail that connected St. Louis to Fort Smith. Before we had Route 66, all the interstates, Springfield can owe their history to this little Butterfield Trail or Butterfield Stagecoach because all the history that happened. Like this little plaque. This was Wild Bill Hickok and David Tuttle's famous battle. And this happened in 1865. All the little histories we have. And it even shows the little courthouse that is neat. And that this history has gone on that caused this area to be the crossroads of the Ozark. Springfield so far is the biggest city in Springfield, Missouri, so far in the Ozarks. I'll tell you more about the Ozarks because it is a fascinating of people, roads, transportation, and all that cause this area to be unique. And it's all thanks to Mother Nature, how they formed this area. And I'll tell you more throughout this series. There's so much I can tell you that I have to do a series. That's why I want to do the Ozark Crossroads, because telling the stories of this area and everything else around. I wish I could tell you all in one lump sum, but I can't. But I'm coming up to this famous plaque. I'm going to slow down because a lot of times I've learned that in my past videos, I am really fast. Now I don't mean to. Nicholas Smith Station. This thing was only here for a short bit, only a few years. Then the Civil War came around. What was that 1858 to 1861? Actually, got some more history right here. Yep, right there. 1858 And look how many days. It took 23 days to get there, 24 days to get mail from St. Louis to San Francisco. This is how important this area is. We do not have a lot of our history because it got lost to the wind, but we do got these little reminders that I have loved so much. That's why I think Springfield got his name, the Queen City of the Ozarks. Oh, and also this lived on in many ways. I almost forgot to put in something. It lived on before everything else. This is how busy Springfield got. In 1835, they give their own road called the Springfield Road to connect, I believe, St. Louis down to Springfield, Missouri. Then after that, it lived on as the Wire Road, and also it lived on as the Ozark Trail Association Promotion Road. This was not the main road, but they promoted it. That connected Springfield down through Cassville onto uh, onto Fort Smith, and that was when those the Wire Road lived up to the 1870s, and the Ozark Trail Association from 1913 to 1925. Then Route 66 took over. Ain't this neat about Springfield? Downtown Springfield. On to my next adventure. I'm going to show you some beautiful things. Springfield is beautiful, the Queen City of the Ozarks. I'm here. The part of the Ozark Trail lands me here is in Maple Park Cemetery, right a little bit downtown. This park dates to the 1876. Wait a minute. Wait, that ain't from the 1860s. That's way past the trail's demise. Yes, after 1870s. Pretty much this trail disappeared because of the train and everything else until the 1913s when the car came around. When Missouri actually had the Missouri Department. I'll show you some more between the 1870s and 1913s. But while I'm here at the Park neighborhood, uh, Maple Park Cemetery, is because this dates back to the 1860s and beyond because it was it was given to him by his father, uh, Campbell, L.A. Campbell, owned this land from the 1860s until he sold it. It was part of the Campbell land, part of the Campbell property. It was a fruit orchard, and it's part of Springfield's history. Now we have this beautiful park. It is actually an interesting park. It is actually why they call it a park is it has a bandstand. I'm going to show you in a moment. It has so many histories. It even has David K. Tuttle, who's relocated here, buried in this thing. I wish I had time to really search out his cemetery because it would be neat to find. Linked to a famous the Western shootout that you see all over the Western thing started here in Springfield, Missouri. Unless there's somewhere else famous. I just love the history of Springfield. I love this history of the Ozarks. That all these unique stories that links culture, links history and time that we can see today, that we can do today. Me yammering on, let me show you this park. Why I call it a park. Here is establishment. Why it got bought. Yep, there's the land became Maple Park because the original owner was John Pope Campbell, the founder of Springfield, Missouri. It later became the property of his son. I can't really say his name. They just call him L.A. Campbell. Sold the piece to Greene County Agriculture Association in 1873. The association used it as a fairground from 1873 to 1875. So much information that you gotta go on there. And the park has early well-known influence with the grounds of David Tuttle, I just said that, who was killed by Wild Bill Hickok on the square in 1865. Buried next to David is his half-brother Lewis Tuttle, the first black police officer of Springfield. Notorious known citizens are buried here. Frances Freeman, the painter, daughter of revolutionary. Wow, more 400 veterans from eight wars. Um, the Chapel of National Society of Daughters, American Revolution, organized Springfield, July 20, 1910. Mrs. I can't say her name, sorry. Was organization number 16 of the 27th chamber of members of the Maple Park thing, including Mrs. Thing. Maple Park Cemetery was known to be maple trees and the original gazebo built for later 19th century. Another notable replica of the standing of the original Buckeye worn fence, broad grandstand. That is neat. And this is what they're talking about. For 2 years, this was a fairground. Ain't that neat? I'm glad I came out here. I got more information here because of just coming here. Honest River Cemetery is not really what I would come in there unless it's something historical, like it's linked here. I'm so glad I got out today. This has so much history with Springfield and Lost Trails. Probably just came right by here probably at one time. If you ever want to actually look up the Butterfield Trail, the Trail of Tears, go to the National Park Service and you will see I'm inside the gazebo. There's a plaque. I can see, man, if you just want to come out here and be peaceful, this would be 1976. So, wow. This park is beautiful. I drive by this a lot coming up to Springfield, but I didn't realize how beautiful this cemetery park and how big it is. That's why. And another thing is I looked up the history of why we got this park and why he bought it is the original person did not want to go to the cemetery. It's over there by Battlefield because it would be like a 60-minute or no, actually not 60, but it'd be like a half day ride over there. So this was closer. So now we have this beautiful cemetery that is beautiful. Been here so long. I am so respectful. You'd just be thinking an old park. Oh, look, donations. That is neat. This is if you ever want to, this is a beautiful cemetery. Look at these nice old walls, iron gates. You can tell there used to be a gate right here. This is beautiful. Yep, they're still functional. They have not been used for years, but they're still functional. This place blows my mind of so much history here. I'm so glad I got a chance to stop today and look at this and bring this to y'all because I love this park. I'm going to show you some more what I can. You know that? It is a beautiful park. I can see this being used for, back in the day, a place to gather, a place to call for people to say a little speech. And this probably was a little bit closer than downtown. Because you got to think about it. Back in horse and buggy day, what would take us 10, 15 minutes to get there? Well, it took us a lot longer. Horse took a lot longer than it did. Yeah, I'm just walking on the outside of this gate and I'm going to show you some of it. This is a beautiful fence. They really took care of their area and shows that somebody loved this area, that wanted to make this place look nice. They just don't make stuff like this anymore. Coming on the outside, there ain't no sidewalk, so it's just grass. Beautiful wrought iron fence. Then right up there is through that tree is just a little stone building, is the office. This shows that someone took some love and care in this place. And all who are buried here. This is beautiful. On to my next area, Fascinite Park in Springfield, Missouri. I can see why this could have been a stop or close to the stop because I've seen the old National Park Association. Plus, there's so many things that would be here that would be beneficial to having close to stop or having close to this land coming up here. Because we lost the trail because of progress. There's no thing. Common share, there was nothing really bought up the roads like past before. That's why we don't have this anymore. But we have these little remnants, like Fascinite Park. 1925. It's over 100 years old. The family wanted it to be preserved as a park. And I'm so glad that we have this little treasure. And what the WPA has done to this beautiful park. It is one of those truly beautiful old parks that I'm glad I had a chance to stop here and look around because I'm gonna show you some more but wait a minute, that's 1925. That's way past it, yeah. But the Fascinate family came here in the 1860s. And originally their name was not Fascinate. They were a different name. They were a German name. They had to change it because of a certain conflicts. But you're saying, how does that happen? Well, remember a good movie that I love, Back to the Future, Part 3, when Marty was showing the picture and said, maybe it was a different Brown. Then Doc said, nope, can't be, because we changed our name from Ron Brown to just the Browns because of what happened. That's why it's called Fascinating. I can't really say the original name because it's kind of hard. But me stop yammering, I'm going to show you more of this park. And the old WPA bridges. It is beautiful. This is why I say this little creek could have helped this be established because this little creek could have done a lot. Because the horses back in the day needed water. That's why probably a lot of the creeks had water. You got little steps up here. I'm going to go up here and show you more of this park. It is beautiful. That's why I started over here, where I could show you some of the park. You have this uphill park, but look at this beautiful park up here. It is beautiful. There's the pool house way in the background. It is just a beautiful old school park that we have here. You can walk down by the water. I'm so glad the Fascinate family decided to have this dedicated to be a park. We didn't lose this little treasure. But this is what about the geography. This hill makes the Ozarks so plain. And you probably keep on asking me, well, why keep on saying about the Ozark? Well, the Ozarks are made of plateaus. The Springfield Plateau, the Boston Mountain Plateau, and I forgot the other plateau, but that's why the Ozark area. Over 40,000 square feet of area. And it is neat. I can see the good old hills, these little winding things. I'm going to take you close to the pool house. You can just see the history. This is up by the school. Oh, I love it around here. I'm going to go walk down some old school steps. They don't make these steps like these any days. But this is why I like exploring. Get off the beaten trail. So neat that so much of this was put in by the WPA Work Associate Project. Here's another old bridge. They just built this right into the hill. Use rocks. Oh. There's so many little bridges. I can see this being a little crown jewel of Springfield. They're trying to keep up with it so much. Never been down here before. The old original rock paths to the more modern ones. Might go up these stairs just to look around because I don't know. We need to see what's going around here. I ain't gonna break in. Just curiosity. Just curiosity. What is around here? But I can see this was a place to hang out in the 20s. A lot of the parks were Springfield. You know that? Just a little picnic area up here. That is beautiful. Stairs are the same way. That's a beautiful picnic area. I can see why it's locked up. They want to protect this beautiful area. Plus, it's not open right now. It ain't open till 1, so I'm a little early. A little more modern. Springfield do keep up. Like there are so many nook and crevices. You can just explore your heart content. Some of those old original stairs. Path used to go right into the across the water. Original steps, but they closed off the gate for safety. And I just love it out here. Howdy.
Good morning.
Good morning. As I just walk around, hope you enjoying this. Show me Fast Night Park. There's another view of the pool. It's a good sized pool house, I have to say. It is a good sized pool house. one of the largest pools in Springfield that's open to the public. And I can see why. It is huge. It is beautiful. Oh, show you more of the pool house. See, all where the school is, all this used to be all the Fast Night land. Then it was just broken up over time. And you see what it is nowadays. Just a beautiful park and school. Wow. Just an old school park. That is beautiful. And it goes forever. Seems like. You can just walk to your heart content. Some of the bridges. See, I was just over there. Getting my steps in today. Baseball field over there. Just beautiful. I'm kind of lost for words. Please share this. Please comment and please subscribe if you want to see more of the Ozark Crossroads. And this is how Springfield became the Queen City. I've said that tons of times. It is a beautiful area. The culture. Some people think we're Midwest, but we're not. We're not Midwest. We might get a Midwest nice, but that's all we really get. And few of the things like sports. Some people think we're Southern. We're not really. Some of my words might sound Southern, but I'm not really Southern. We get our hospitality. But I think we get a lot of our stuff is from the Appalachia. Our culture, our music. We're a little mixture of all of diverse. If anybody else knows, please comment if you're from the Ozarks. And the Ozarks stretches from Jefferson City down to Stockman, down to just right over the Kansas City border, down a little bit Oklahoma, in the Boston Mountains, down to northwest Arkansas, then goes up again, goes over towards the Boot Hill. It's just this big, wide area that's 470,000 square feet. There's also Ozark, Illinois, but we don't really claim that. But I want to get there someday and see if it is true, if it should be claimed as part of the Ozark, because it's separated by the Mississippi. I have so much more that I believe is neat. And I want to show you some more of this lost trail. It might take me some time. Be patient. But I'll let you know because I'll put it on my Ozark Crossroads playlist. My brain blanks. I'm showing you who I am. I've not done this for 20 years. I'm trying to get back into what I love. Like I said, Shepherd Hills was my first job, part of the Ozarks. Plus, I want to show you some cities along the way of the Ozarks. That's why I'm starting this thing. Because I want to show you areas. The good, the bad, and ugly. I'll show you all. Because I ain't here to judge. I'm here to observe and put it out there for you all to see and be. And I just really like the Ozarks. That's why I call myself the Ozark Hillbilly. Because I've been born and raised around the Ozarks. I'm a proud hillbilly. I'm not a redneck because those are my cousins. Those are more flatlanders. I don't fit as a country boy. I raised in the country before, but I don't really fit all that. And I'll tell you more about the hillbillies. Hillbillies are unique people. They might seem, the world might portray them a certain way, but they're not. They're not. And I am one of them. This is why I'm kind of telling you my story, the Ozark story, the crossroads, and everything in between. I'm hoping someday to get outside the Ozarks because I want to explore more of the United States because the United States is so much bigger than it is right now. My little world. But my little world is big. 4,700 acres, a spread out. Try and think of that third line that makes up, but my brain ain't blinking right now. I'll get it back on the. I got plenty of time because there's plenty of areas to share about the Ozarks. So, more I find, if I find something new about the Ozark, I'll share with you. If you find something about the Ozark that you think I'm unique, comment because, well, we can all learn because people more towards Jefferson City might be a Midwest Ozark. People more like where I am, more Southern Appalachia people. You'll just look that up. But the Appalachia hillbillies do not claim us because they think they're the only hillbillies, but they're not. We are too. This has been beautiful. I'm gonna see if I can show you some more. But if I can't, I showed you so much right now that I'm just in awe. I got to learn some more about Springfield. And there is so much to learn. I'm not even out of Springfield. I'm in the middle of Springfield. There's so many areas that touch this area. God has started those key people that just made it this town what it is. A beacon on the hill. But Northwest Arkansas is coming for Springfield. Already took over by metro, but not yet by city. But maybe we can do something different. And I'll share you some of the companies that are from Springfield so far. There is so much from Springfield and from the Ozarks that I could probably show you hundreds of videos, and I hope you would like those because I want to show you. But I'm gonna spin you around this camera while I'm walking and talking, jack jawing. I'll probably talk your ear off a mile long. I am hoping. I'm gonna spin this around because I'm gonna show you more of this pool house. Here's the other side of this pool house. It is beautiful, and there is a sign up here. I want to show you. That's what I love about history. When people leave stuff behind where people can understand the history of this area. Dedication 1927. This building was built for swimming, paid for the special taxes by Springfield. This is cool. Dedication ceremony. This park is neat. It is big. They don't make them this big anymore. And they got even so much more. They even got playground over here. They got everything that you need. I don't see no old school playground. Most of this has been modern and upkept. But can't have some of those old school slides because not from my childhood. A lot more safer. Of course, we probably need to keep these as kids safer. Plus, makes them more fun. This is a beautiful park. Man, I could spend probably a day exploring this park and not even seeing half of it. Hmm. This is cool. I wonder what this was. This looks a little different. Was this a diving pool one time and they converted it? Is that what that tower looks like? Let's see what this is. They made this a handball circuit. 2004. Huh. Handball court. That is neat. Some more of that pool. I'm on to my thing. The Trails of Tears. A sad part of our history, but we can learn from so much more. I'm glad the Greene County put this up. The Trails of Tears. Let me show you this. It's a beautiful little trail. And if you were following me, I started at the historical society. Then I went down to Maple Park Cemetery. Then I went down to Fascinate Park. Now I'm here at the Trails of Tears. It's behind the neighborhood Walmart over here off of Republic. This is that's the closest parking spot you can get to walk into this area. So if you follow, connect those all to a map, you will see how this thing is like not your traditional path. And it probably won't follow very good on a map nowadays because it probably can't even make sense. I like how they didn't even pave this. They just left the natural grass. Showing you probably what it would look like a long time ago. Before all the modern roads held up. It is a long path. On a nice hot day, it could be a good place to just go walking and seeing around. It's between this neighborhood. That's why I believe there's no parking unless there is an area of park. That's a different area. Might need to find that out. But this is the closest I can go. This is what I've seen from the road coming in here. I'm gonna go nice and slow to show you this. Trails of Tears, Greene County. Taking then right here. See? Goes all the way down and we are right here. And right here was the limits. And that's where I was. See, it went like this. Wilson Creek, Battlefield, through Battlefield. Then I think the Butterfield Trail went up like this. But I ain't 100% sure. If they have a map I can show you someday, I would love to, because this is the Lost Trail. Maybe they can connect some more. But if you really want to know, go to National Park Service. They have all the maps and trails, even more around the area. Maybe something in your area that you have not known and put out there. It shows all the areas they would stop, how long they went. Oh, so much history. The different lines. To get over there. This is part of Springfield history. $2,200 miles of land. Beautiful pass. Fort Cassie 674 miles. When they got here, it was 674 miles they treachered for here. They had another 134 miles to the Woodall Depot in Westville, Oklahoma. Wow. This is beautiful. I'm glad they don't allow biking in here. It is a beautiful trail. People who live in right here, I'm glad they secure this for people's future, because it is beautiful. I'm glad they did. Nice, beautiful subdivision. I love the history of this area. I'm going in this for today. I've shown you plenty already today. If you like this video, like it. If you share it, share it. Subscribe if you want to see more, because I will put up more when time allows. I don't want to discourage you thinking it'll take forever to see the next video. I'll try my best, because I can get out here and do this a lot when it comes up, because I love sharing who I am. The Ozark Hillbilly. You get to know me more. You get to know me, what my passions are. I love history. I love adventures. I love everything else. Roadside parks. I love oddities. I love unique things. Love things that are connected to history. The good, the bad, and ugly. Because we can always learn something that is unique. Like right now, I'm ending right now this part of the segment at the Trails of Tears, 1830s. This trail has built up so many different ways. I showed you from the early years to now, ending into the early years. I got more to show you, more to trail to show you this. Because I didn't even, this is just the middle spot of the trail. Like next time I got to go up towards the other place where the Butterfield Trail connected into the train. I can't wait to go show you that. And going towards Cottsville and Fort Smith someday. Then it just grows, because that's what Springfield is, a crossroads. And this area is a crossroads of culture, of a whole bunch of unique things are going on here. That is just a crossroads of things that shows you the uniqueness of the people, the stories of the people. I hope I can share. If not, that's okay. I can at least share you my story, who I am, and why I show you this is the Ozark Crossroads. Because was it not for Mother Nature, we wouldn't really have the areas I have here. Because we got these big old hills, these flat areas that a lot of towns are, and so many different things between the progress of people getting to get to the neighbors, from horse and buggy days to railroad to bikes to cars to airplanes. All these things stack up to shape this area. Some good, some bad, but we don't know. But I thank you. I really appreciate you to staying till the end, watching these videos, commenting, because I really want to know. Because I ain't just putting up there to push something. I'm really curious. Sometimes I'm a curious George. But oh well. Thank you. Thank you for taking your time out watching these videos. I hope I see you all later, and have a blessed week.